Hey gang, so I learned a little bit from the first improv number 16, but the first with the TC Electronic Plethora X5. One thing I learned was I love the 7-Up. Like I had one, which I had a few different tone prints, and I loved that I could have 3 different tone prints on 3 different boards on the X5. But I've learned this lesson before that it's a little overwhelming for the speakers at least when I'm playing solo, so that when it kicks in, it just takes over everything, which can be cool, but I have so many other ways to control pitch, like the tensor, and I've swapped out the Boss DD6, which I love for little small sampling things, but it's almost a waste because I don't use it as a delay. And if I'm going to do short sampling, I want to control it with an expression pedal. So instead of the DD6 and 3 expression pedals, 1 for the X5, 1 for the syntax error, and 1 for the tensor, I've swapped out the DD6 for the Montreal Assembly count to 5, and that's now going to this expression slider by Old Blood Noise Endeavors, which I love having control right here, and that seems to work best with the count to 5, the tensor. That expression pedal's now on the floor because I can do the sweeps. I can control them a little easier with my foot while I'm still playing. With the count to 5, if I sample something, I don't mind manipulating it here just ever so slightly and warping it a bit. And that's if I have it in one of the sampler modes. If I have it in the first mode, I'm controlling pitch. So that works great. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I swapped out the sub and up, and this is what you learn when you just do these experiments. I swapped out the sub and up for a phaser, which I had shifted to the second of the 3 boards I created on the X5. So now the second and third boards have sub and up if I need it, but I have the phaser that I had relegated to the second board now on the first after the vibe. And the important thing about the vibe is it's a flanged vibe, and it's the basic tone print that they have for the viscous vibe, the flanged vibe for the viscous vibe. Amazing. Amazing. And I'm using the mesh when I feel like it for the phaser to have more depth with the phaser, and for the vibe, more speed. There's a little bug, in my opinion, with the Plethora X5, whereas if you create a tone print, the expression assignments in the tone print don't transfer to the X5 completely. And I brought this up, meaning, like, say I want the speed to start at 30 and the expression pedal to make it go from 30 to 100. I brought it up with the tech support, and they're like, no, you've got to start in the edit mode and put it at 30, and then when you set it in the tone print, the expression pedal will go from 30 to 100. It does not work that way. I've tried it a million times, so I'm just not fussing with that. I have the expression pedal controlling a few things on the Plethora X5, but not the speed of the phaser, which I really would love it would do, and maybe a couple other things, like feedback for the delays, etc., etc. Because once you get from the desktop app to the X5, you have to set it in the X5 in the board setting, not the global, the board expression, and choose each one individually. If you set the feedback or the speed or whatever, it goes back to 0. Even if you set the dial where they tell you to before you save the tone print. So I'm not fussing with that, but I will control things from time to time in the X5 with an expression pedal. So 4 expression pedals, swapped out an effect in the X5, and the count to 5 instead of the DD6. I think this is going to work better. Let me know what you think, all right? Here we go.